Okay, so I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about insurance and the paperwork that you're going to get with any illness, really. I mean, you're going to start getting a ton of bills, and hopefully you have insurance. The first thing you need to do is call your insurance company and find out what you're going to be responsible for paying. So I'll just go ahead and tell you, in my circumstance, we are responsible for $4,000. The first $4,000 is 100% on us. So all the bills up to that point we have to pay out of pocket. After the $4,000, it's $65.50. We pay 20% of the bill to $65.50. So what I do is the insurance company sends it's called the claim recap, or an explanation of benefits. So every time you visit, you may get one, you may get two for one visit. It's important to keep these papers and to keep them organized. I usually organize them by date. I know I'm very particular about everything, but it's just the best way that I found to organize them. I organize them by date, and then when I get the bill, so I've received a bill, I can pair up the date of service that I got on my explanation of benefits with the date. So we've got 8/16, August 16th, date of service. I'll match all of these up. So I have 3 explanation of benefits for one date, and then this one is for August 26th. So that one's a separate category. And then what I do is I go in my calendar, I've written down all my appointments. This is a calendar that I keep just for my appointments, so that I have a track record of where I was, when, what it was for, and then going forward, future appointments that I have, strictly for my appointments. So August 16th, I then go to the date in my calendar, and I look at it. It says I had a biopsy of 2 spots found on MRI. So I'm getting 3 bills. I'm assuming, let's look at the back. This says office visit, surgery, and surgery. So I had 2 separate biopsies. So that totaled $4,114. Now I've already reached the $4,000 cutoff out of pocket, so we've already paid $4,000 out of pocket. So after that, we're responsible for 20% of the bill, up to $65.50. So I'm only responsible for 20% of $4,114, so that's $513.69. That's just for the office visit and the surgery. This one, which is the same date, is the pathology, where they actually sent the tumor, the cancer, the biopsy, to the lab. So they had 5 different, for whatever reason, charges from the lab, total $2,098. I'm responsible for $48. So that's that. This one is, again, pathology. It's for the lab. I don't know why it's a separate, maybe because it was 2 separate vials, 2 separate tumor vials, I'm assuming. So this one totaled, for whatever reason, $832. I'm responsible for $29.70. So when you total these 3 up, when you do get the bill, and I just so happen to get the bill the same day as I got my explanation of benefits, I got the bill from Northern Light for $561.69, and I just match up. It will say right on here the date of service. You know, it will say the statement date, you know, is September 8th, but the date of service was August 16th. That's how I know that it's for these papers that are explanation of benefits. $561.69. So what I do is match up. Apparently this is only, if you read it, it says Comprehensive Breast Center, very vague explanation, $4,114, and anatomic pathology, $2,098. So for a total of $62.12. So you can either look at the back where I had read the totals, both match. So that's for these two explanation of benefits. And then I'm going to be charged apparently separately for this one because it's not on this bill. Then what I do is I staple them together. I get in my book and I write right on here with a different colored marker usually, and I'll write paid total of $561.69 for my biopsy, just so that I have that link and I know that I can check mark that off, and I don't have to think about that again. It's been paid, and I have like a visual with my calendar of what is going to be upcoming still for bills and what I've already taken care of. So that's just a rundown of how I do the bills and organize the bills. And it is important that the explanation of benefits match the bill. I've had several that have not, and my husband's the one that likes to fight with them about it, and he'll call, and there's usually some code error or something that needs to be done on their side, either the insurance or the doctor's office or the hospital side. They need to match, because if you're paying that and you're reaching the deductible, or I think it's called the deductible, the $4,000 or the $6,550. If you're doing that, whatever you're paying, you are getting credit for it with your insurance company. They need to match. So if you're paying something else on the bill, you're not going to get credit for it unless it matches what the insurance is saying. So make sure those all line up. So I'll be over here just waiting for another bill for $29.70 from that office visit. It's not fun, but it's got to be done. Bills are definitely not a fun thing. I will say another thing on totally another, not another subject, but we've always had we've had a health savings account for several years now, and I think it's important to do that. Just put $10 aside in a separate account, $15, whatever you can afford. Just set it aside. If your employer offers a health savings account, ask them, because they actually will, that's tax deferred. I think that's what they say, what it's called. So basically, that's pre-taxed. It goes into the savings account, and it's basically like having a bonus, I guess you'd say, because if you wait until the money comes out and you take it out of your check, you then pay taxes on it, and with the HSA you don't pay taxes on that money, so it's like, I don't know what the percentage is. I should probably know what we pay for taxes, but it's substantially, like probably 20%, that more money that you're going to get into that savings account. Granted, you can only touch that savings for health reasons until you're like retirement age, I think 67. At that point, you can then use that as just anything at that point once you retire, as far as I know. But it's important to have a health savings. If you don't have access to HSA, you're self-employed, or your employer doesn't offer it, then you're out of luck. You can't just go to the bank and say, I want to set up an HSA, which kind of stinks, but it's important, I think, to just have money set aside for that, just in case someday. You never know what's going to happen. I certainly wasn't expecting this to happen, and thank the Lord we did have money set aside for it. So we're going to have to meet our deductible twice, so in 2019, and again, I'm having surgery in January, so we're going to meet the deductible again in 2020. So just know that it's not when you were diagnosed. That's not day one. It's January 1 to December, and then it starts over, and you have to meet that deductible again. So I also wanted to tell you, as you get these bills, if you don't have any insurance and you don't have a way to pay, it's going to ruin your credit if you do not pay these bills. So the best thing you can do is just send them $10 a week, $20 a week, whatever you can afford, and they will not report you to the credit bureau. So you don't want to ruin your credit over this, and as long as you're trying, they will leave you alone. I was at the doctor's office yesterday, and I had a social worker come in and give me paperwork regarding all of the money that's available for people that are dealing with cancer. It's not just breast cancer. You can go on these websites. She gave me a list of different websites, and you can apply for help and assistance. And this social worker will actually walk you through that process and let you know if you qualify for different programs or not. But there is money available. You just have to do a little bit of paperwork and apply, and if you qualify, they are willing to help. So that's what I've got. I hope that was helpful and didn't confuse anybody. And have a good day, and